This is their year, one by one. All 31 of them. Drop your favorite in the comments as we go. Let's see who gets the most votes. The 1970s. Raquel Welch, already a legend. This decade belonged to her. Catherine Deneuve, French cinema's eternal face. Buñuel built films around her. Diana Ross, Lady Sings the Blues. The camera discovered what Motown already knew. Sophia Loren, 39 years old, still the most photographed woman in the world. We're only 4 years in. Which of these 4 is your pick so far? Faye Dunaway, Chinatown, the greatest female face in film noir history. Linda Carter, ABC almost didn't cast her. They thought no one would believe anyone could look like that. Farrah Fawcett, one poster, 12 million copies sold in a single year. That Farrah Fawcett poster is still the best-selling celebrity poster in history. One image, one smile, an entire decade. Jacqueline Bisset, The Deep, chronically underestimated, completely unforgettable. Nastassja Kinski, 17 years old, that Richard Avedon photograph, you know the one. Bo Derek, the beach scene in 10 stopped every conversation in America. The 1980s. Brooke Shields, 15 years old, already on the cover of Vogue, already everywhere. Meryl Streep, the French lieutenant's woman, the most expressive face in cinema history. Quick question, 70s or 80s beauty? Leave it below. We're genuinely curious. Isabella Rossellini, daughter of Ingrid Bergman. Lancôme signed her immediately. Of course they did. Michelle Pfeiffer, Scarface. Directors adjusted entire scenes because the camera kept drifting toward her. Kelly LeBrock. John Hughes wrote a character conjured by a computer just to have a reason to cast her. Kelly LeBrock in The Woman in Red. The film exists entirely as a delivery mechanism for that face. Glenn Close, Jagged Edge. Not conventional, more magnetic than conventional ever gets. Kim Basinger, 9.5 weeks. Beauty that contains something almost painful to look at. Sharon Stone. Hollywood kept saying not yet. Basic Instinct was 5 years away. They were wrong. Winona Ryder, Beetlejuice. Tim Burton built an aesthetic partly around what she looked like on film. Meg Ryan, When Harry Met Sally. That laugh, the most replayed 3 seconds of the decade. The 1990s. Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman. She didn't just have a beautiful face, the camera found her soul. Jodie Foster, The Silence of the Lambs. Luminosity inside a very dark film. Halle Berry, Boomerang. Photographers describe working with her as simply cheating. We're in the 90s now. This decade hits different. Who's your 90s pick? Tell us. Winona Ryder, The Age of Innocence. Scorsese put her in Edith Wharton's New York. She belonged there. Uma Thurman, Pulp Fiction. Mia Wallace, that bob, that stillness, that lip. Nicole Kidman, To Die For. Kubrick saw this film and called her immediately. Stanley Kubrick spent 2 years filming Nicole Kidman for Eyes Wide Shut. In his last interview, he called it the privilege of his career. Salma Hayek, From Dusk Till Dawn. The film stopped every time she appeared. Cate Blanchett, Oscar and Lucinda. Intelligence and mystery in the same breath, impossible to explain. Gwyneth Paltrow, Shakespeare in Love, the most beautiful woman in Hollywood, cleanly, without argument. Charlize Theron, The Cider House Rules, Bone Structure, Stillness. The Oscar for Monster was 5 years away. Zhang Ziyi, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The Western world saw her and never fully recovered. Number 1, above all, Audrey Hepburn. Not for the cheekbones, not for the neck, not for the way every dress ever made seemed to have been waiting for her. For this. She survived the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands as a child, eating tulip bulbs during the hunger winter of 1944, and she chose, every single day after, to respond to that darkness with light. Oscar, Tony, Emmy, Grammy, EGOT. One of only 17 people in history. And when Hollywood was finished with her, she gave the rest of her life to UNICEF. She said, "You have 2 hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others." Beauty isn't a face, it's a choice. She made it every day. Audrey Hepburn, number 1. Now and always. Now it's your turn. Who is your number 1? Drop it below and tell us why. We read every single one. Which of these women defined beauty for you? And who should have made the list? If you enjoyed seeing these unforgettable faces then and now, subscribe and join us for the next journey through time.